Check out this 2003 Honda Accord. Very nice car, nice shape. This is a coupe. A friend used this as or my brother in Christ used this as a means to get from point A to B. You drive maybe 30 to 40 miles one way. So about 80 miles per day. 5/8 is 40. So that's 400 miles per week. And he's been doing this with this car. He bought it used with over, I'm sure it had over 100,000 miles, and he maintained what it needs. He's not big on body. He fixed his bumper, alligator. He hit an alligator, tore his other bumper off, and he changed it. He know how to survive too. And so again, I'm doing the struts on this. I'm using KYB. I don't use cheap aftermarket struts because they bounce too much and they don't last long. So before he put even new tires on, he make sure he changes struts, because bad struts or shocks could put bumps in the tire, causing it to vibrate and could damage a lot of things. Now, this engine here is the same engine from maybe 92 or and up. As a matter of fact, I put a 2008 engine in my 92 Honda Accord. You gotta modify certain things, like change some of them you have to change the head or change the because one of the heads come with built for coils and the other for distributor, but you change all the brakes on this, calipers, and all 4 calipers, so you don't have to go through any sort of brake issues. You change rotor and the brake pads and the caliper. Here today he's going to do the thermostat and the struts and flush out the radiator. This has a timing chain on the 4 cylinders. This V6 have a 6-cylinder. Good car. Look, he's been driving this for maybe 3 to 4 years, and the car has been faithful to him. You're gonna have certain issues with this, like battery, alternator, starter. As you could see, power steering fluid leaking, valve cover leaking. There's a VTEC solenoid gasket here, one on the front and one on the back. When they leak oil, they leak it, so you got to get to it before it get worse. Minor stuff, engine mounts, you're going to have to change, not all at once, but when they go bad. So if you're on a budget, for example, of $4,000, and you can pick up a car like this for $2,000 or under, you're looking at, I wouldn't spend $4,000, my entire amount that I have, on a car, unless they can prove to you, not just by words, that they have done the valve cover, all those things. If they have done a major tune up to the car, then I would say it's worth it. I would put all my money in it if all I have to do is guess and go. But if you're not sure, and there's things like, you check out certain things, you got to make sure the wipers work. As simple as that is, it could be very annoying to change out motors, to do all of that. Make sure the wipers are working, and if they are, the wiper blades, some good wiper blades, about $20 each. Change them about every 3 to 6 months. And then if you have to do an alternator and you have a good mechanic, an inexpensive mechanic, I would not go to the dealer, but find a good, inexpensive, local mechanic, whether a trade one that knows what they're doing. You know, you're looking at to change that alternator out, parts and labor. You're looking at about $350, especially if you get the part online. So with that and the wiper blades, you're looking about $400. Then to do a valve cover gasket on this, you're looking, let's quote the highest I've seen, $200. That's $600. If you had to change that power steering hose and all of that, just say 1 hour. Say a person charging $100 an hour. That's $100. That's $110. That's $700 right there. So your starter goes bad. Now, take into consideration, all this is not going to go bad at the same time. But say your starter goes bad. To change a starter on this is under the intake, I believe. This one is odd, so you're looking at about $350. So that's about $1,050. To shine up these headlights, if you don't want to change them, change out the bulbs and all of those, are looking about $300 to shine. But if you had to change them out, like this has a crack in there, so I would probably change them out for some cheap aftermarket headlight, maybe $100 for both. You're looking at, you have to drop the bumper, and so you're looking about maybe $300 again. So you're looking at about $250, $1,300 so far. To change out your spark plugs and engine coils, let's put those together, another, you're looking about, I see them online for Delphi or Hitachi, some name brand one. You're looking about 40 each. This have 4. That's for $160, plus the spark plugs for some good Induridium or good platinum spark plugs, about $60. So you're looking at about $240. So that's $1,540. I'm bad at math. You know, a transmission not flush. You want to do a fluid change if you have no history on the trans. Say $100, and the engine oil is to get someone at a, if the reputable place put some good fully synthetic oil with a good filter, you're looking about $80 doing the highest. That's $180, so we're at roughly $1,700 right there. Let's mark it up a little bit for maybe certain things I've missed. So let's say $1,800 so far. Flush changing the thermostat and flushing the system, they may charge you another $250. So that's $2,050 so far. A battery, so someone didn't change out the battery. You know, almost all batteries are made from the same company. So the same company that make Advanced Battery, that makes AutoZone, it's the same company, but for some reason Walmart battery is tested to be the best. So somebody should get a battery from Walmart, or so you have to pay someone to do that. For this car, you're looking at about $150. So that's $2,300. I think I'm off a bit. And then, so we're at $2,300. And if you had to do some tires, some decent tires, you're looking at about $100 a piece. So yeah, about $500 for some tires. So that's $2,500. And other miscellaneous things you have to do. So if I have $4,000, I spend $2,000 on a car that has no history of anything done. I spend 2,000 and I keep the other 2,000 for maintenance, and to do a maintenance at a very inexpensive mechanic that do good work, you're looking about $2,000 or $2,500, and you don't have to do those things for another 3 to 5 years. By then, you probably get rid of your car, God on your feet, make better financial decision. God may open other doors for you. And this is what I had to do myself. Matter of fact, I started with a small little Honda Civic I paid $500 for. Did a major tune-up. I drive that to Georgia. I drive it all over the place. So you may say, oh, how do I know the engine is good? Just like if I'm gonna buy a car like this, the main thing I'll do is do a compression test. It's like finding out the heartbeat of the vehicle. Once I do a compression test, it takes about, on a car like this with a 4-cylinder, it takes about maybe less than half an hour to do. If that compression test comes up good, fine. I examine the transmission oil to make sure it is good. Examine that transmission oil, and sometimes a transmission could go without warning on any car. Doesn't mean if the car is newer, that means they have been taking care of it. This transmission oil is red. I know you take care of it. He changed that 3 bottles of the Honda transmission oil. So again, if I do a compression test, I'm good. I'm good on that. If it comes out good, good to go. Everything else is just, and again, the compression test, and I want to do a transmission test by checking the oil. If possible, if you could drain that oil and look at if there's any metal or a lot of metal in that oil, then if there's none, then that's a good sign. The next thing I do while I'm driving, drive slow and see if when the RPM needle hit go between 2 and 3, if it drop and go in second gear and go a little faster and see if it keep dropping without any bumps and struggle. It's just a smooth change. You're good to go on the engine and transmission. And you're going to look about for a cheap mechanic, local mechanic who is not going to take advantage of you or is inexpensive. You're looking about $2,000 to $3,000 for a major tune-up. So, and all this you don't have to do at once. You be responsible with your money, and you put that money away for these things, and you want to go because the alternator may never go. But you want to always have that money for those unexpected things that you're not going to do until it breaks, like your alternator, your starter, your power steering pump. These things are obvious. You want to, like a valve cover gasket, you want to do them before they go bad. Change out your power steering fluid. Check your brakes, your tires. And once you check all those things, again, wiper blade and washer. Make sure the washer work and it's not leaking and the hose isn't cracked up, because if it is, it's not a hard thing to change. You will be able to do it. But, you want him to knock off certain amount if those things are broken. Radiator, make sure there's no radiator leak. But if you had to do a radiator on this, you're looking at about $300. You can do it also as a preventive maintenance. Engine fans and these things, I think they come as a unit. I've never changed the double fans on this car before. I usually change a single one, so the double ones are cheaper. Make sure all the turn signals work, and headlights, high beam, low beam work. And remember, bulbs have age on them. So even if the the bulbs are showing, it doesn't mean they're not done. So you want to put fresh bulbs in if they haven't done it as yet. Check out the air condition system. Make sure that you prepare for that. Also, that can be an expensive system, but if you could ensure the AC is working. If they say it's not working and they don't know what it is, then I would probably look for a car where the AC working if you're on a budget. Or if the AC is not an issue, then that's fine. But you have to take in consideration when it's raining, you need that AC. So, but a AC, if you have a mechanic, check it out to see if they can check the compressor. If the air condition is not working within the engine bay, that's good. But if when it comes to the inside, right here, it runs on the inside, we see that 10mm bolt. Now that's gonna be an issue because it gets more expensive. But if you're adamant about saying everything on the car is good except the AC, then you're looking about between $700 and $1,500. AC system could be. Now, say you got your car, you do a major tune-up on this, everything checks out, alternator, charging system, the AC system is working, everything is just good on there. Another thing you must look at is put away that money, maybe $100 or $200 every month, like you're paying a car payment, just in case that transmission goes. This engine could go to 500,000 miles easily if you change your oil. And so another thing you got to look at is make sure when you start that car in the mornings, or if you go to the dealer early, make sure that smoke isn't coming from the muffler, because it could be a sign of weak valves or piston rings. So, but the compression test can bring you into that ballpark of exactly what is going on. Another thing you want, I'm not going to open this person's car, but you want a clean interior. Make sure your mirrors, make sure the sunroof is working. Another thing you can do is spray water on top of it to make sure it's not leaking on the inside. Take a hose and drench the front mirror and the back mirror to make sure there's no leak coming in on the inside. It'd be nice if you could have a decent body, you know, where it's minor repairs. It's good when, but you want to keep a good body. So, and even if it's not the best paint on it, you want to wash your car and keep it clean, so you could prevent rust. And you know, you just want a good looking car. So these are some basic things that we can look at when it comes to a vehicle to make sure it's running correct if you're on a budget. This belt here, maybe $85 to change it. Parts and labor maybe run about $150. So you're looking under $2,500, you could buy a car. Now, I would not suggest that with any other car apart from Honda, Toyota, Lexus, Acura, Subaru. Other car does high maintenance. And look around too. Sometimes you're driving, look around on the vehicles, the company that has the oldest vehicles on the road, still running. You see Honda Civics, Toyotas, and these things all over. Now, would I buy a Kia or Hyundai and try to invest in it? No, I won't. You may and get away with it, but I won't do that. Won't do that to Ford. I won't do that to a lot of different cars because they are not guaranteed to last as long as the Honda or the Toyota. Now, if you're going into a V6, you want to double that. You're looking at about $5,000 into maintenance because it's harder to get, like to do the spark plugs at the back when it comes to a V6. If it's a straight block now, like a GS 300, those are good cars, but they hold their values too, so they can be very expensive. So now, but if you're sticking with a 4-cylinder just to get from point A to B with a clean car that you know gonna last you 5 years with little to no issue, I'll go with a 4-cylinder. Honda is my first choice, then a Camry, and then so forth. Subarus, many of them are just very good cars. And this is my Acura MDX, right? This is a good car. Love that Acura MDX. Same thing I'm doing. It's just that's a V6 and it's a higher maintenance. I pay low because I'm doing it myself. All right. Peace out.